Hi everybody, Dr. Kaylee Garrett Zimmerman here, physical therapist, owner and founder of Femme Empowerment and Advocacy. Today's video is one that a lot of people will scroll past because it makes them uncomfortable. But going back to that question I asked you a couple weeks ago about which of the three or which of the following were a myth, and you had to guess which one you thought was a myth. Last video we spoke about why the pelvic floor is not just the pelvic floor and why it doesn't just include those muscles down there. This time, we are going to talk about the proper way or the proper hygiene of washing your vagina. Now, females, ladies, we know, or hopefully we know, that there is a pH balance down there. I have a blog post on femempower.org if you want to check that out about this specifically. And the pH balance can be affected by several different things. You don't want to add any fragranced soaps, heavy soaps, anything like that to that area because it's going to mess up the pH, which therefore is going to cause a lot of the difference with odor. We already sweat in the crotch area. We have a lot of those sweat glands in the vagina, which again is a good thing because it gets rid of a lot of that bacteria that typically would hang out in those areas. So don't use those heavy soaps. Don't use a lot of fragrance down there. It's really not necessary. Your smell should be your smell. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true, you know. The way that you wash there properly is you want to use something that's unperfumed, and you don't want to use a sponge or a wash rag or anything that has any type of a rough surface on it because that's going to irritate the skin. The vagina has a lot of sensation there. It has a lot of nerves around the area, and you don't want to irritate that. If you scrub or if you rub too much or if you do this too often, you could potentially desensitize for later on in life, and then you're not going to get the pleasurable feelings that we typically do. So make sure that you pay attention to that, and you want to use an unperfumed soap, and you want to use something like, you know, Ivory Dove, something that's light, something not heavy, something that's not a big smell. And then you want to actually wash your body and then kind of just let it drip down or let it go down with the water, and that's the best way to kind of wash your vagina. So in other words, or use your fingers. Don't use a soapy sponge, don't use a wash rag or anything like that. You could irritate the potential skin, you could irritate the tissue, you could cause it to be desensitized, and you don't want to do that. So make sure that you pay attention to that. It's very important to have proper hygiene down there, and nobody talks about it, so that's why I'm on here talking about it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or thoughts, let me know.